Well, on the 8th of each month, we like to highlight one of our behind-the-scenes crew members. And for March, we sat down with one of our morning editors, Jacob Mundy, who was about to publish his first book. It's our All About 8 segment, only here on The Current. All right, Jacob, why don't you start by introducing yourself to people? What's your name and what's your job here at WQAD?
Yeah, so I'm Jacob Mundy. I'm one of the GMQC video editors as phono journalist, so I just help out the team developer to make the video on screen possible for the 4:30, 5, and 6 shows.
I love it. But today, we're not talking about your video editing skills, we're talking about your writing skills. You've spent the past, what, 2 years writing this book?
Yeah, 2 years, so it started first about the end of 2021 is when the concept first got, well, when I started brainstorming that concept.
And what's your book called? What's it about?
So it's called Profound Guide, and the subtitle is Overcoming Childhood and Teenage Trauma. And it's basically about me overcoming trauma I experienced in both my childhood and teenage years while embarking on a journey of hope, self-resistance, and self-rediscovery.
Tell people a little bit about your story, about your childhood.
Yeah, so my childhood was just filled with stuff from 2 cancer diagnoses, a bone marrow transplant, Duchenne syndrome diagnosis, my parents divorced, my father getting deployed to Iraq for about a year and a half, but deployment to Iraq, expressive Yankees disorder diagnosis, both my aunt from my dad's side passing away from small cell lung cancer. And you know, the book does talk heavily about those 2 cancer battles as well as my bone marrow transplant I had in 2009, but does touch on those other experiences that I went through in both my childhood and teenage years.
So you talk about going through all of these things and coming out on the other side and living your life and, you know, finding the light through all of this. You chose to self-publish this book, and I have seen all of the lists of each week you had to do this, and this, but really, what was that process like to self-publish?
Yeah, you know, it's been hectic here when I first started working on this project, and I look at the pros and cons of traditional publishing and self-publishing. I did go back and forth at that from today. Okay, you know what, I'm just gonna save the hassle of being able to work myself. You know, self-publishing, I'll just go to traditional publishing. Hopefully not too many rejection editors, but I kind of went back and forth. But at the end of the day, after brainstorming, after looking back on those pros and cons of these, I decided on self-publishing. And you know, while it's been hectic, since only the costs have been up to me, but the legwork of the marketing, a bunch of other stuff, you know, I decided for the first book that it was the best option not to only give the best story, but so I can do it my way.
And now your way means that you get to publish your book coming up this summer?
Yep, June 14th is aim, and I don't see no problem. And I mean, doing everything I can to stay on track and see no problem. I mean, production, it just got done a few weeks ago, and now it's really just my publisher, which is Outskirts Press. And they're a full self-publisher, so not traditional publishing on their bed, so self-publishing, but they're busy handling the legwork of us making it available for sale on the 14th.